Hello everyone, it's Spurs Ready 96 here, and welcome to the second episode of the FIFA 20 Borussia Mönchengladbach career mode. We begin today's match, huge match. It's the first game of the Bundesliga season here at Borussia Park, and what a match, what a team to face off in the first league match of the season, Schalke. If you haven't checked out the last episode, I advise you do so, where basically it was just an introduction to the career mode, showing you the objectives of the upcoming season, the transfers, as well as the sets of squads that will be playing for Mönchengladbach this season. Of course, Schalke will be determined to improve on last season's disaster, which was a bit of a horror story for them, close to relegation. Mönchengladbach fighting for Champions League positions. They didn't quite make it, but they are in Europa League this season, and hopefully we can get them into the top 4. So let's look at the lineups for the two teams. For Mönchengladbach, they're going for the classic 4-2-3-1 formation. That is the formation I'd like to use in all my career modes. Of course, Thorgan Hazard making his first start since returning to Mönchengladbach. Andre Silva makes his first competitive start for the club. Expectations on both teams here at Borussia Park to produce a good performance, but who will get the first points of the Bundesliga season? Let's take a look at Schalke's lineup. Nubel is in goal. We've got Nastic, Caliguri, Fabra making his debut for Schalke, Sidar and Mascarell in the midfield, Raymond, Harit and Falco, I think his name was, and Mark Uth is in the attack. They're going for the 4-2-3-1 as well, I think, by the looks of it. Hard to tell. But let's go on to the first half highlights then. 5 minutes played. Mark Uth's got the ball for Schalke, and here comes Sidar. He has Mönchengladbach. Good interception there from Elveda, and that's a great save from Jan Sommer. First chance in the match goes to FC Schalke, and Jan Sommer has to come up with the save. And he knows that was a good opportunity missed there, the Schalke player. But on to the 11th minute. Great composure there from Silva to keep the ball in strength. And there's a sunny play. That's a good save from Nubel. Mönchengladbach have their first chance, but he couldn't take it either. On to the 24th minute. Here's Mark Uth resisting pressure. Elevator's cleared it, but and Sidar has taken advantage of a mistake from Sakara, and FC Schalke lead at Borussia Park. A disaster for Mönchengladbach. The first goal of the career mode goes to Schalke. And Borussia Park is stunned into silence, apart from the away section. Well, Mark Uth tried to cross it in, don't know who it was. Elevedi, whoever his name is, tried to clear it, but it came to Sakara, but Sakara just couldn't clear the ball in time, and Sidar was there, and with a brilliant finish, he has put his club Schalke in front on the 26th minute. Not a good start at all for Mönchengladbach. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Schalke 1, and we have to have an immediate response on the front foot straight away. Here's Thorgan Hazard now. He's got an uphill task. Oh, Nascal trying to intercept, but Hazard's got it back. Mark Uth's in there as well. Hazard, and he's managed to get past all three of them. Now he's got a challenge from another Schalke player, and he's crossed it in towards Silva. Wow, what a goal, what a response from the Mönchengladbach players. What a run into the box from Thorgan Hazard, and what a finish from Andre Silva. The two new boys combined have put Borussia Mönchengladbach level at Borussia Park. Thorgan Hazard, what a run, taking on 4 Schalke players, and came out victorious in all those confrontations. What a cross into the box, what a finish from Andre Silva on his first competitive match for the club. That will certainly give the fans a boost in confidence, and all the players on the pitch of Gladbach. It's now Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Schalke 1 on the 30th minute. Well, there goes the half-time whistle. It calmed down a little bit after what happened there in a couple of 4 or 5 minute period there. The fans are pretty happy with what they've seen in terms of spectacle. I think it's fair enough that both teams come in level at half-time. Both teams have had good chances, and both teams have had a goal scored, albeit we made a bit of a meal of the goal that Schalke scored. But half-time, it's level at Borussia Park. On to the 65th minute now. Pretty even Stevens, not much to choose in terms of both teams on the second half, but Mönchengladbach go on the counter-attack with the two strikers. Is a Sane play. He's resisting pressure from Sane. He's got the ball. He's in the box. And what a strike from a Sane play. He's put Mönchengladbach in front for the first time today. And Mönchengladbach are on the verge of getting their first 3 points in the first competitive match of the season. He resisted the pressure from Sane, the centre-back, and what a calm, composed finish from a Sane play. And the assist actually came from Andre Silva, so not only has he got a goal, he's got an assist as well, and I'm very happy, delighted. What character and what spirit to come from behind against a team like Schalke and finally lead in front of a fantastic atmosphere at Borussia Park. Sane plays first goal of the season. It's Mönchengladbach 2, Schalke 1. 74th minute. Schalke are not giving up. Burgstaller's still got the ball, and into the box he goes, and he's no pressure from any other player. That's a good save from Jan Sommer. And the added time goes. The first match of the season ends in glory, and for Mönchengladbach, they're ready to pick up their first 3 points in the first Bundesliga match of the season. They came from 1-0 down after a miscommunication at the back that led Mönchengladbach score from Sedar, but Mönchengladbach came fighting back with goals from Andre Silva, and a Sane play on the counter-attack in the second half means it's finished here at Borussia Park. Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Schalke 1. 3 points on the opening day. Fantastic. And let's just conduct the post-match interview here. And obviously it's all going to be happy and jolly. And obviously the interviewer is asking, how happy am I with the win? And I'll be honest, absolutely delighted to get 3 points in front of our home crowd. They have indeed given me 100%. It was a tough match. Even Stevens pretty much throughout the majority of the match against Schalke. But no doubt the players gave us 100% of their effort. And certainly spirit as well, and determination, particularly like the likes of Thorgan Hazard holding off from like 4 Schalke players or something. So it's absolutely tremendous spirit, team spirit. And of course now the interviewer is asking us what to make of the game, and I thought it was I think we were just about the better team. Just about. I think we just edged it. Obviously on the score sheet we did, and sometimes in terms of performance as well, but of course there were some chances we could have taken, as could have Schalke as well. And of course the interviewer says, was the win ever in doubt? And no, I mean, I don't think it was. I think we had a good chance in front of our home crowd. I was really keen just to get playing, and I was confident we could at least come out with anything other than a defeat. So let's go on to the second game of the episode. It's the first away match of the Bundesliga season, and we're travelling to a new stadium, the Opel Arena. This time we will be facing FSV Mainz. Mainz, they also had a good start to the season. They won their first match as well on their travels. I can't remember exactly who they played, but I know that they have managed to get 3 points in the league. A player to watch is Palacios for Mainz, who scored 2 goals in the previous match. So he's a player who's had a very good start and confident start to the Bundesliga season for FSV Mainz. Let's take a look then at the 2 teams that will line up for FSV Mainz and Bundesliga and for Borussia Mönchengladbach. For Mainz, Müller is in goal. And there the other players, some you may know or may not know, is Malong conducting the defensive duties in the midfield. Palacios actually is a midfield player, so he did very well to score 2 goals. And they've got Aleksandar Mitrovic, who came from Championship side Fulham, and they're going for a 4-1-3-2 formation, I think, or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. It can't be a 4-4-3, that's for sure. Maybe it is a 4-4-3, I'm not entirely too sure. They don't say on the graphics what the formation exactly is, so you could be guessing and speculating what it is all match. But there's the lineup for Mönchengladbach, same lineup. I think it's important we just use the same team, get them playing, get their spirits up and running, get them feeling confident and picking up points at home as well as on the road. And certainly we should after a fantastic comeback victory over Schalke. Let's go on to the 3rd minute, just starting the first half highlights here. Mönchengladbach on the ball. There's Johnson, and now here's Kramer. Johnson's on the attack and into the box. He's got support. Johnson's going to go alone. Good save for Müller. On to the 20th minute. It's Mainz's turn to go forward. Here's Mattia, and he's crossed it in. Oh, Jan Sommer's cleared it, but it's not over. It's far from over, and Mainz have scored. Lazar has scored. Lazar has scored, and it's Mainz 1, Mönchengladbach 0. And Borussia Mönchengladbach have conceded again in the Bundesliga. There's no clean sheet for Jan Sommer in this match. He managed to do a good save from a good cross, but the ball was just sat there in the middle of the box, and sadly, Lazar, the Mainz striker, managed to seize the initiative. We didn't respond quick enough, and Danny Lazar has scored his first goal of the Bundesliga season, and it's Mainz 1, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, 34th minute. Mainz feeling confident, and Ginter's cleared it for a corner kick, and certainly Mönchengladbach feeling the pressure in the Opel Arena. Corner for Mainz. Boateng takes it, Elevator's cleared it. Palacios has got the ball back, and now Lazar's on the ball, and he's got a strike. Sommer saves it. Good save from Jan Sommer there to stop Lazar from scoring his second and Mainz's second goal of the first half. It's all Mainz at the moment. 44th minute, Mönchengladbach can finally go on the offensive. Here is Thorgan Hazard. Running more, and takes a strike, and that's a good save from Müller. The confidence is starting to build up. We're starting to feel like our normal selves in terms of attacking display. But that was just as the added time of the first half struck. And there now goes the added time of the first half. And Mainz are leading in their jubilant arena, the Opel Arena. And Thorgan Hazard has been missing in action. It seems only had 5 touches. He's had 1 strike, a goal, and of course it was saved right at the very end by Müller. But half-time, Lazar's goal separates the two teams at the Opel Arena. It's Mainz 1, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. Let's look at the scores from the other grounds. Nuremberg is drawing 1-1 with VfB Stuttgart. Dusseldorf is 2-0 down against Bayer Leverkusen. Augsburg is leading Hannover 96. Hoffenheim are 1-0 down against Werder Bremen. So let's go on to the second half highlights then. Mainz have to do some defending immediately. Mönchengladbach determined to begin the second half on a positive note. Here's Sakara. Sakara's got the ball, twists and turns, takes a strike. Good save from Müller. Mönchengladbach looking positive in terms of the way they're playing. Thorgan Hazard had a strike at the end of the first half, and Sakara brings the first chance, creates the first chance of the second half. On to the 57th minute, and Mönchengladbach have been dispossessed, and Mainz can go on the attack. Here's Alexander Mitrovic. Now here's Boateng. A mistake there from Johnson, and now Mainz on the attack. Palacios back to Mitrovic. Wonderful back heel towards Mateta. Mainz increased their lead on 60 minutes. Mateta, the number 9, scores. And Borussia Mönchengladbach are in huge trouble. Their first away match of the season looks to be heading in defeat at the moment. Brilliant build-up play. I mean, what a lovely back heel pass from Alexander Mitrovic. How he saw Mateta onside and in space. But that's a good finish from the number 9 of Mainz. And all of a sudden, Mainz are beginning to look in control. We gave the ball away again, and Mainz just pounced. Mateta's second goal of the season, and it's not looking good now. It is Mainz 2, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. On to the 65th minute, Mönchengladbach dispossessed again, and here comes Mainz again on the attack. And look who's in the box. There is on the attack is Mateta. Mateta finding the long way round, but it's going to go in. Oh, it has gone in. It's free. Alexander Mitrovic has scored for Mainz. The former Fulham player has striked his first goal, or maybe his first goal in the Bundesliga. He celebrates with the home fans, and Mönchengladbach are having a moment of madness in in the last few minutes of the second half. They're all at sea in the defence. They tried to clear, I think it was Ginter Elvedai, but he couldn't get the ball in time. Jan Sommer, no chance. And Borussia Mönchengladbach are starting to fall apart, and it looks more than certain now that we are heading for our first defeat of the season, and a rather embarrassing one for sure. We're just giving the ball away a bit too easy. We've had a lot of possession, but we haven't had much to do with it. And Aleksandar Mitrovic has scored his first goal of the season, and it's now Mainz 3, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. 76th minute, Mainz on the attack from, I think, a corner kick. Here's Mateta. Here's Palacios. He scored 2 goals in the first game. Is he going to score again? Here's Mateta. Palacios. Oh! And Mateta with the strike. And Jan Sommer, I think, had to produce the save. Fingertip save. Mainz are enjoying this now. Mönchengladbach just want the game to be over. On the 84th minute, Mönchengladbach had to defend numerous corners, but now they've got another corner. Boateng, I think, is going to take it this time. Or again. Nope, another player takes it. Sommer, fingertip save. I think it was from Mateta. Lazar. Bostila with a shot. It's 4. What a strike out the box from Bostila. The midfield player scores a fantastic goal from out the box, and Mainz are heading for an emphatic first home victory this season. Mönchengladbach are being torn apart in the second half. They've been all over the shop, but that was a goal that, well, we couldn't do much about really in terms of dealing with it. Brilliant strike, well driven finish from Bostila. Jan Sommer had no chance, and it's a miserable first away game of the season, and I think the heaviest defeat in the history of my channel in terms of FIFA career modes. What an embarrassing. This is embarrassing, very, very bad in terms of defensive, and it's 4-0, and the full-time whistle goes. An emphatic first home win of the season for Mainz in the Opel Arena. It's been a horror show for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Dear oh dear. Defensively, we were all over the place, left, right and centre. Torn apart by some brilliant play from FSV Mainz. Goals from Lazar, Aleksandar Mitrovic, Mateta and Bostila means it is a day to forget for Borussia Mönchengladbach. My heaviest defeat ever in FIFA career modes on my channel. Full time in the Opel Arena. It's Mainz 4, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0. What a disaster. Results around the grounds: Nuremberg beat Stuttgart, Dusseldorf lost to Leverkusen, Augsburg drew Hanover, and Hoffenheim lost to Werder Bremen. Well, this interview, post-match interview, is going to be, pretty prickly, that's for sure. I mean, when I was playing, I was absolutely furious. And here we go. The interview, of course, is saying what went wrong. And, well, I don't think the game plan was not followed, really, to be honest. We did have... we tried to go forward and create chances, but Mainz were just too good defensively, and offensively they were absolutely outstanding, and defensively we were, well, pretty atrocious really, so certainly something to prove. And then they're going to say now, what went wrong? Well, the performance simply was unacceptable. I was seething after that. I mean, I couldn't believe how we played so badly at the back. It was an absolute horror show, that's for sure. Now they're talking about Lazar was one of the players of the game. Well, I think the whole Mainz team was better, really, to be honest. But I picked. Obviously, I was disappointed in the way we played, and that has to be the case, of course. Defensively and offensively, we were pretty poor, very poor. So yeah, doesn't matter if the team morale goes down. I mean, that's the challenge of it, isn't it? It's best to just answer these questions in the most honest way as possible. And that concludes the end of a horrible match with the post-match interview. Well, let's put that extreme disappointment to one side. We have Borussia Park to attend to. Borussia Mönchengladbach's home, of course. We have match day 3, the third game of the season. And this is a tough one. We have one of our own Champions League contenders, Red Bull Leipzig, who are, of course, competing in this season's UEFA Champions League. And certainly, I will expect a much better display all across the park after the catastrophic failure and thrashing that Mainz produced. Player to watch there for Red Bull Leipzig, and you look who it is, Hulk, the incredible Hulk. The Brazilian Hulk has returned to European football after a stint in the Chinese Super League. Will he be a threat today? Well, certainly looks it on paper. But let's take a look at the lineups for Mönchengladbach. I thought this is a chance. We have to use the first team. It's a big match. You know, we're not going to use players with the reserve team, really, essentially, for this match. We have to use the best players we have at our disposal. And at this moment, I will not be investing in any other players in the transfer market. But Red Bull Leipzig are a bloody strong team in this game. That's why they're in the Champions League. That's why they've always been competing in the top positions. There's Conte, Konat in there. They've got Campbell. Naby Keita has returned to Leipzig from Liverpool. We've got Hulk there, Forsberg, Salzburg, and Thibaut Werner for sole striker up front. They're going for the same 4-2-3-1 formation as Borussia Mönchengladbach. Let's go on to the first half highlights. The second minute, Mönchengladbach determined to have a positive start. Here's Thorgan Hazard, twists and turns. And there's Alassane play. Hazard's in the box, but he's going to take a strike now as Johnson. And that was a good save from the keeper. 22nd minute, Mönchengladbach on the charge here with Alassane play. He's got chance. He's got support everywhere he looks. Kramer. Now here's Johnson. Johnson's going to take a strike. That's a good save from the Red Bull Leipzig keeper. Johnson's been pretty quiet in the previous two matches, but he seems to be getting involved, which is good to see. Positive start for Mönchengladbach. 30th minute. Red Bull Leipzig, I should say, have the ball. Keita has given it back to the keeper. Oh, the keeper's made a mistake. Bryce surely will score. Oh, the keeper's kept it out. How did it not cross the line? Incredible drama. And here comes Red Bull Leipzig straight on the attack. Here's Hulk. And Thibaut Werner's in there as well. Hulk, he's crossed it in. Oh no, he hasn't. Thibaut Werner was there. And would you believe it? What rotten luck for Mönchengladbach. One end of the pitch, they was millimetres away from leading this match. And all of a sudden, Leipzig charge up the other end. Hulk makes a very positive impact for Red Bull Leipzig in his first or maybe his second game of the match. And Thibaut Werner was in space. Another defensive issue for Mönchengladbach. Thibaut Werner's first goal of the season. And still no clean sheet for Jan Sommer. And it's Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Red Bull Leipzig 1. How unfortunate. But let's begin. We have to immediately go on the front foot straight away. Good pass from Alassane Play towards Thorgan Hazard. Hazard twists and turns. And Silva's there again. It's a carbon copy like the match against Schalke. On the front foot straight away. And we've scored the equaliser straight away. Andre Silva, 2 home games, 2 goals. And it's 2 assists as well for Thorgan Hazard. What another response. What another tremendous response from Mönchengladbach. I just can't understand why we concede these silly goals at first and then we just come back and strike straight away. But it doesn't matter. We're level at Borussia Park for the second home match running. Andre Silva scores for the second consecutive home match. And it's all level at Borussia Park, and deservedly so. We've been the better team in the first half. It's 1-1. 40th minute. Sonny Play's got the ball passed to Thorgan Hazard. He's been instrumental. Silva, good backheel pass to Kramer. And here's Thorgan Hazard. Can he score? No, he couldn't. He couldn't quite do it. He would have put Mönchengladbach in front had the keeper not made an extraordinary save. Parries it away, does the goalkeeper there. And the added time of the first half is on now, and the end is looming, and Red Bull Leipzig on the charge, and Thibaut Werner's in space. Oh no, it's another disaster for Borussia Mönchengladbach's defence. They had a rotten goal. What rotten luck for Mönchengladbach. Thibaut Werner runs to the cameras in celebration, and in the added time of the first half, when Mönchengladbach have been the far better side, they've conceded 2 goals. The first one was on a very cruel note, after straight away on a counter-attack, but this time, Mönchengladbach, dearie me, Thibaut Werner was in space. The defence is not having a good episode, that's for sure. Thibaut Werner's second goal of the match, and would you believe it, that's going to knock the stuffing out of us. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Red Bull Leipzig 2. What a disaster. I've been happy to come in at half-time level. Well, we really should be leading. We've been that good, but we've made mistakes. It's as simple as that. The first goal, though, was a bit unfortunate. I'll admit that. We were millimetres from getting the ball over the line from a Saudi player after a mistake from miscommunication from Naby Keita and his goalkeeper. But Timo Werner did what he does best, score goals. And it's 2-1 at that stage. 49th minute, Hulk is in the box, and he's got a chance. It's a decent save from Jan Sommer. Red Bull Leipzig need to prove it. It's given away, and Timo Werner, can he score his hat-trick? So another good save from Jan Sommer. He is not impressed with the team's performance, that's for sure. Just giving the ball away far too easy, and the defence is all over the place. We need to work on it, that's for sure. Here's Timo Werner in the 55th minute. Red Bull Leipzig on the charge. Hulk is there as well. Here's Sabsler. Oh no, and that's another good chance from Forsberg, and Sommer has to save again. It's all Red Bull Leipzig in the second half. And Jan Sommer is pretty much keeping Mönchengladbach in this match. 74th minute, here's Timo Werner again, and on the attack goes Bailey. Timo Werner's in the box, he's going to score his hat-trick. Bailey goes himself. It's a good save from Jan Sommer. It's like his third or fourth save of the match. But there goes the half-time whistle. It is a second consecutive defeat for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Not good. Our first home defeat of the season. First half we were brilliant. We should be leading, but mistakes at the back have cost us. Timo Werner, fantastic striker, scored those 2 goals. Second half it was all Leipzig, one-way traffic. We were nowhere near as good. Probably so worried of conceding another goal, really. But yeah, we managed to stop them from scoring, and Timo Werner stop him having his hat-trick. But it's a first home defeat. It's not good. It's finished here. Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Red Bull Leipzig 2. Let's go on to the post-match interview. I wasn't fuming, I'll be honest. When I was doing this interview, I wasn't fuming as I was against Leipzig. I was just bitterly disappointed, really, because the first half, we could have easily been at least 2 or 3 to the good. Yeah, but we didn't. It's not good, really. But the team morale is already as bad as it is, so I thought might as well put our confidence is solid. I'm confident we will get back on track. It's just learning about the players' strengths and weaknesses. Maybe I might have to try a different system just to try and get the defence rock solid, because offensively we're pretty good at times. At home we're certainly creating lots of chances. Okay, most of them have been taken. But it's good to see Andre Silva scoring some goals. Thorgan Hazard's getting it on the act as well, and Johnson as well. He was getting in the mix as well in the first half. But it's the first goal was totally unlucky. We should have scored that. It was a sit. A very bad mistake from Red Bull Leipzig's point of view, and sadly we didn't quite punish them for that. And then of course they come up the other end and score for the first goal. And then of course we conceded when he added time at the first half. But if it remained at 1-1, I think we would have probably gone on to win it, really. But here they're on about the question here about Timo Werner, inability to stop him, and to be fair, he was really good, and we didn't quite stop him. Simple as that.
Vielen Dank für diese Aussagen.
And that concludes the post-match interview. So overall, a pretty bad episode, really. But we have to forget that match, because we have big press conference for a big match. Of course, it's the derby between FC Köln and Borussia Mönchengladbach, and of course they're all saying, can the team get back to winning ways? And of course we can. I'm very confident. We have to, have confidence in our players, a belief that we can go on and beat Köln, of course, who are a promoted side. They were promoted from the Bundesliga 2 last season. And they're saying, how would you prepare for this next match? And it's pretty simple, really. We will try everything we can to get those 3 points. If we could get a draw, maybe a clean sheet out on their home turf, I'll be happy with that, in all honesty. I haven't actually played it yet, so I hope we can get 3 points. That will be a fantastic achievement. And they're telling us how happy am I with the strength of the squad, and I'm pretty happy with it, despite the inconsistent performances, let's say, at the back. They've been not the best, particularly the -1. That was a disaster. I think the Red Bull Leipzig game was one of luck, really. We were a bit unlucky in the certain situations. We could have maybe got 6 points on the board, but we don't, and that's the way it is. But let's take a look at the Bundesliga table. VfL Wolfsburg are top of the league with 10 points, 3 wins and 1 draw, 7 goals scored and 3 conceded. Bayer Leverkusen are in second with 9 points, 3 wins on the spin from the first 3 games, and they've got a game in hand over Wolfsburg. They've scored 8 goals, equaling the best with Mainz, and have just conceded 1. Mainz do have the best records in terms of goal scoring and defensive record, scoring 8 and conceding none. They've had 2 wins and a draw, and they're third with 7 points. Bayern Munich, the champions, are fourth with also 7 points, scoring 6 goals, conceding 1. Borussia Dortmund is fifth, also on 7 points, scoring 5 goals, conceding 1. Eintracht Frankfurt is in 6th place with 6 points, 2 wins and a draw, 6 goals scored, 2 conceded. Red Bull Leipzig is in 7th, also on 6 points as well. 2 wins and a draw, defeat. Defeat. And in 8th place, on also 6 points, is Werder Bremen. 9th is FC Köln, who have 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat, scoring 3 and conceding 3. 10th is FC Augsburg, also on 4 points, scoring 2 and conceding 2. FC Nuremberg is in 11th with 3 points, 1 win, 2 defeats, 5 goals scored, 6 conceded. Hertha Berlin is 12th, scoring 5 goals and conceding 7. Hoffenheim is 13th, scoring 3 goals and conceding 5 as well. Borussia Mönchengladbach 14th, not good. 1 win and 2 defeats, 3 goals scored, 7 conceded. One of the worst defences in the league, not good. We have to rectify that for sure. 15th is Hannover 96 with 1 point, just 1 draw, not good for them. 16th in the relegation playoff is Fortuna Düsseldorf, who have 1 win, 3 defeats, 2 goals scored. That might be the worst offensive record in the league, and 10 goals conceded. Oh dear, that might be the worst defensive record in the league, unless we look at the other 2 clubs in the relegation spots. 17th is Schalke with no points at all. Oh dearie me. And at last is VfB Stuttgart, also on 0 points, conceding 9 goals but scoring 1 goal. That is the worst offensive record in the league. Oh dearie me, not good at all for Schalke. Of course, Stuttgart, Nuremberg, and I think Fortuna Düsseldorf, of course, I put into the Bundesliga because their stadiums are in the game. But let's focus on the preview in the next episode. Obviously, we have a big match. It's Derby Day, the North Wine Derby, I think, or whatever it's called. I have to look it up next time, and when we start the next episode is a match away at FC Köln. Hopefully we can produce a much better away performance. I'll be happy with a point, a clean sheet, a goal, anything really. We need to be better defensively, certainly away on our travels. Then we have a big match at Borussia Park. We begin our UEFA Europa League campaign, Group J, against Turkish side Istanbul Basaksehir. And then we will conclude the episode with struggling team Fortuna Düsseldorf at Borussia Park. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe for this series, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Take care.